Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of the Link Through Social podcast. Later on in the show, we're going to have marketing expert Thru Dorenfest. He's from Client Magnet CRM. His website is clientmagnetcrm.com, and he'll be joining us on the podcast from Hollywood trailers to small business SEO services. I think you're really going to enjoy the segment. Last week, we celebrated episode 10 and also released two other bonus episodes, one the same day and the other on the Friday. And we had an amazing numbers from both YouTube and on our different podcast platforms that we offer, Spotify and Apple. The numbers were very strong, and we thank everyone for your support. It was a big milestone hitting episode 10. As I mentioned, a lot of podcasts don't make it. Only one in four actually make it to episode 10. And now we're on episode 13 this week. So please, once again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on the platforms where you get your podcasts. Now, let's get to the stories of the week. A big problem is getting bigger. AI voice scams. What is an AI voice scam? Well, AI voice scams use artificial intelligence to clone a person's voice, tricking victims into sending money or revealing sensitive information. Unbelievable. To protect yourself from AI voice scams, be aware of voice cloning technology. Use automated voicemail and establish a family safe word. These are some of the points I want to go over right now for you. The key strategies to prevent AI voice scams. First, understand voice cloning technology. Recognize that AI voice cloning is real and can be used to create convincing replicas of someone's voice just using a few audio samples. Awareness is the first step in protecting yourself from these scams. Number two, switch to automated voicemail. Customize your voicemail greeting to the default automated message provided by your service provider. This reduces the risk of scammers capturing your actual voice and using it for cloning. Very good tip. Three, this is interesting. Create a family safe word. Now, establish a unique safe word that only family members know. This can help verify the identity of a caller claiming to be a family member in distress, preventing falling victim to impersonation scams. But remember, if you're going to come up with this safe word, do not email it, do not text it, because you never know. Someone might get a hold of your information and they have access to that as well. So just verbally come up with this safe word amongst your family members. Number four, be cautious of emotional manipulation. Now, scammers often create a sense of urgency, claiming that a loved one is in danger. Always pause and verify the situation before taking any action, especially if money is requested. Take a step back, think about what has just happened, and maybe do a little bit more research. Try to contact the family member in question yourself, and then you can make the decision whether this is true or not. And of course, limit social media recordings. Be mindful of what you share on social media, as scammers can use publicly available audio or video to create voice clones. Reducing your online footprint can help protect your voice. Now, by implementing these strategies, you can significantly reduce the risk of falling victim to AI voice scams and protect your personal information and finances. Stay vigilant out there and informed about the evolving tactics used by scammers. Next, SmartPost app is rolling out v26.15 update, which includes a new Pro plan. This plan will allow up to 500 queued posts, which is targeted at agencies and social media managers who need more capacity on the SmartPost app. Go to smartpostapp.com to find out more. Next, I touched on this earlier this week on my weekly segment on the Gene Valitis show, which is on Niagara's News Talk AM 610 CKTB. I appear there every Wednesday at 10:05 a.m. Eastern. So you can either tune in or also you can stream live on their website, 610cktb.com. Now, remember when social media was free? Now Facebook wants a subscription. Instagram wants a subscription. WhatsApp wants a subscription. Are we entering an era where the best features are locked behind a paywall? Now, how many subscriptions does the average person already pay for? There's Netflix, Spotify, YouTube Premium, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, ChatGPT, all the other different AI platforms, Cloud, Steam, streaming sports, cloud storage. Now, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are offering a paid subscription as well. Now, you got to think about it. Would you pay, say, $5 or $10 a month for an ad-free social media? A lot of people get turned off by all the constant ads on Facebook or Instagram or X, even TikTok. So, would you actually pay a rate, whatever it might be, $5, $9.95 a month, so you don't have any ads on social media? Similar to, if you have a Amazon Prime Video subscription, you can, for one price tier, it could have limited ads, or for a slightly higher, it eliminates the ads altogether. So social media might be pivoting to this type of subscription base. It's fascinating, the shift, because social media companies, they've spent nearly 20 years training people to expect everything for free. Now they're trying to convince users that premium features are worth paying for. The challenge is that consumers are already feeling subscription fatigue from streaming services like I just mentioned. So the next battle in social media may not be about followers, likes, or AI. It may be about which subscriptions people are willing to keep and which ones they're ready to cancel. Next, Instagram updates algorithm to reward original creators. Instagram is updating its algorithm to give original photos and carousel posts more priority in recommendations. As part of the change, aggregator accounts that mostly repost other people's content will no longer be recommended in Explore and other discovery surfaces. Reposts may still work for followers, but fresh visuals, how-to posts, visual stories, and content with meaningful added value are more likely to earn broader reach. Well, that does it for the stories of the week. The Link Through Social podcast will be back right after this brief message from our sponsor.
Tired of stressing over what to post on social media? Meet Smart Post App, your all-in-one solution to create, schedule, and grow your content effortlessly. In just a few taps, you can generate engaging posts, stay consistent, and keep your audience coming back for more. No more guessing, no more burnout, just smarter content, faster. Whether you're a business owner, creator, or an entrepreneur, Smart Post helps you show up like a pro. Start posting smarter today at smartpostapp.com. Smart Post App, because your content should work for you.
And welcome back to the Link Through Social podcast. Well, we have a special guest once again this week, Thru Dorenfest, and he's from clientmagnetcrm.com. Thru is a marketing expert who has worked with global brands such as Netflix, Apple, Warner Brothers, the NFL, and many more as a video editor. And now with Client Magnet CRM, he's using his expertise to help fellow small business owners grow their brands through more clients, more five-star reviews, and more sales. Thru, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So it's clientmagnetcrm.com. Before we get started into the interview, why don't you just give us a little bit more about your background and how you came to this point today?
Sure. So I'm from Chicago originally, and I always grew up loving movies and seeing a million movies in the theaters and watching TV, all the shows. I have no like one genre that I like. I like comedy, I like horror movies, I like action movies,
Mhm.
and I just decided to move out to LA to be part of the entertainment industry, and I got my first job off of Craigslist, believe it or not, like
Oh,
at a trailer company where they made trailers for movies and for video games, and they needed
right.
someone to go pick up lunch and, basically be a gopher. And I was like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody was really cool. They wore t-shirts in the office and they swore and they were, just not like buttoned up and boring. And
No HR.
no, I mean there was HR, but and that was great. Like everyone played video games and liked to hang out and talk about movies and stuff. I was like, this is my dream, and it
Sure.
was great. I learned the ropes there. I'm still friends with a lot of those guys. This is almost 20 years ago, and yeah, I worked my way up from that to editor, and I really liked trailers. I've always liked watching trailers for a movie. I thought they were really exciting. Some of the best parts of the movie, it's like sometimes often better than the movie itself. You remember the
Absolutely.
trailer. And yes, I've been in the trailer industry for a long time. The whole time, basically the whole time I lived in LA, almost 20 years. And it was great. I was at different agencies, they're marketing agencies. They work with different studios. It kind of depends on what relationships there are from like the senior people at the agency to the movie studios. Like if someone's really tight with someone at Paramount, then you're working on Transformers movies and Star Trek movies and whatnot. And if someone's tight with Disney, then you're doing a lot of Disney properties and Marvel. And so it was great. But I felt like I had been late, part of layoffs and part of a whole company that I was at that I loved collapsed, you have less control over your kind of future. There's not the kind of stability that you find, especially with past generations who had, like, if you just were loyal to a job, the job was loyal to you and you can stay as long as you did good work and everybody liked you. It's just not the case anymore. There's just so much turnover. There's so many things and instability in the marketplace that I just had no control. And I just felt like I've never been anywhere if it's a full-time employee for longer than 4 years. It for no fault of my own. Everyone likes working with me and everything. It's just the way that it is.
Yeah.
So in 2018, I decided to go freelance, to kind of take some of that control back, be my own boss. I can say, no, I can't work for you because I'm too busy or I don't want to. And
Sure.
I loved it. I thought it was cool. I liked being a freelancer. I liked having that control. And then in 2023, I was working a lot with PBS, the
Oh,
public broadcasting here in America, and
yes.
they're amazing. I love them. They're so nice and good to work with, and the programming is great. And I was freelancing for them for about like 8 months, and they're like, it's kind of towards the end of the year. We're kind of running out of freelance budget, and we love working with you. Would you be open to like changing our arrangement where you're not a freelance employee? You could be like a vendor. You could be like a company.
Oh,
Justin will treat you just like any other company you work with, and everything will be the same. Just how you get paid will be different. Instead of a paycheck, we'll like work out a project fee, and you can negotiate all this kind of stuff. And I was like, great, sounds good. So I became an LLC, and I was a
oh,
business. I was a one-man business, and I treated it as such. And I learned all I had to learn about running a business, how you pay your taxes, and how you structure everything. And it was great. I really liked it and it allowed me to market myself as a business. And then I was a small business owner. And in a way, I had been a small business owner as a freelancer.
sure.
But this was more official. And that's when I really wanted to kind of grow, and especially outside of entertainment, find clients that weren't necessarily entertainment. And I've been networking, and I really met a lot of small business owners, and I realized like I have this marketing expertise that a lot don't, because you're so day to day, you're focused on like what your specialty is, what your service is, or what you sell, and you're an expert in that, but not necessarily like posting on social media, like or networking, and how do you get clients. And it's just kind of random for a lot of small business owners, whereas I kind of think in systems and how only double down on what's working and don't spend time on what is not necessarily going to work. Like
Right.
if you don't know it's going to work, don't do it. Only like look at data, see like if I do this 2 times a week I post on LinkedIn, I'm much more likely to get a job or a gig or a client through LinkedIn than if I post every single day on Instagram. I might not get any. So that
Hmm.
is what I decided to do, and that worked. That's kind of led me to Client Magnet CRM to help follow small business owners with their marketing, to help them get found without having to post daily on social, where you can do it a different way through SEO, through really smart digital strategy, through email marketing, which I find is super underrated.
Yes, it really is. And you mentioned LinkedIn. A lot of people aren't really in the know, might say that LinkedIn is a little passé. It's it's gone through, but I don't agree. I think LinkedIn is especially for business professionals
Yeah,
that are in the marketing, in the social media management, in providing AI solutions, different podcasters. It's still a very, very important tool, and
absolutely.
I would question anyone that says that it isn't. Um, but maybe you could describe a few other tools or some software that has been a game changer for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, LinkedIn for me because my target audience, my target customer is a business. It's B2B. So
Yes.
LinkedIn is the place where I tried everything at the beginning. Once I launched Client Magnet, I started a TikTok, started Instagram. I have one client that is I started a Pinterest for her and she's has a gift shop with lots of different items where it's
Oh, right.
she has candles and she has clothing and she has unique jewelry and she has birthday cards and that stuff is just tailor made for Pinterest. So for her
Hmm.
like Pinterest is actually driving like 10 times the traffic than her Instagram, which I just basically just reactivated for her. She had a Pinterest when it was like a new thing, completely
Hmm.
forgot about it. And I was like, your stuff is like tailor made for Pinterest. Why aren't you on it?
Yeah.
That is like the best thing ever. And it's like passive. She doesn't really have to do anything
Hmm.
for people to find her stuff. And she has tons of stuff. So you kind of have to find who your audience is when you're talking at least about social. So for me, I started all these things, just kind of test them out. A lot of marketing is kind of testing and seeing and trying. And LinkedIn really was the best place for mine because again, it's B2B, it's business owners. Whereas Instagram, you're on there for fun. If you're selling to a consumer, if you're selling a product that someone can click one link and buy,
Yes.
that's the place where you're not going to sell, trinkets on LinkedIn. You're going to sell them on TikTok, TikTok
Yeah.
Shop, and Instagram. So, you kind of know who your audience is. So that's a great tip. And then for me, it was really SEO. SEO is complicated. I like learning stuff, but once you kind of learn that people are looking for stuff and Googling all the time, the death of SEO is way overhyped because people are still searching on Google and whatnot, even though
They
it's,
are.
if they're talking to ChatGPT or Claude, like they're still questioning the internet and looking for answers, and the answers will be provided by whoever, works that SEO the most and gets Google the most information it needs to make those answers happen. And so for me, I really worked my website over, which is a portfolio site. It's where I had all my trailers and stuff that I had done, and I really basically how SEO works and how Google algorithms work is they thrive on text. If you have a picture, they can't really necessarily read it. It's getting more sophisticated where they can, but they like text. So for me as a video editor, they can't watch my trailers. They don't know how to digest video necessarily. So I had to
Yes.
write way more text on my website than I had before. And once I explained, like, my name is Drew Dorenfest, I live in Los Angeles, California. I've been working with Netflix and Apple and all those brands you mentioned. Then that, is very clear to Google who I am, where I am, and what I do. And that is the number one piece of advice. Everyone is on your website. Everyone focuses on design and how pretty it can look and all this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
It's all about text. It's all about
Yeah.
just very clearly stating who you are, what you do, and where you do it. And then if someone's local to you, Google will put you in front of, big brands because they know that the conversion is most likely going to happen to someone locally. If they're looking for a service like a plumber or a roofer or a hairstylist, they're going to look locally. They're not going to look nationally. So that is basically how it works is if you put it on your website and you really focus on having a really strong about page that in depth tells you
Hmm.
everything you need to know. And that's the first step I would give most people. And it's really easy and free. Same thing with like a Google business page, a profile. If you have a Google business profile, it's free to set up. It's the easiest and best thing to do.
Absolutely. And you were talking about SEO. Now, with the emergence of AI, SEO it is not going away. It's not going away. People think that because you're using ChatGPT or Claude or one of these AI drivers, that SEO is not important anymore, and that's definitely not the case. And with the fast rate of AI, how it's just lightning speed right
Sure.
now. What in the next, well, let's just talk about the next few months because I don't think we can
Sure.
talk. I honestly don't think we can talk about years when it comes to AI
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
no.
But in the next few months, what are, for a small business owner, what should they be putting their ad dollars behind? Is it to improve their SEO,
Yeah,
or
so
is it something else?
So I like to think of everything as being interconnected in having a system that really works together because paid ads can work if you want to just, for instance, run paid ads on all the meta platforms of Facebook and Instagram. You can do that. But as soon as you stop paying, that traffic will disappear. The interest will disappear. SEO is really investing long term in creating content and building out pages and content and stuff across the internet, planting these little seeds, and hopefully they grow and they kind of get found many months later, and you don't have to keep paying for it. But you can still do paid ads, and you can do email marketing, and you can do posting on social, and it all harmonizes and it all builds your brand up. So again, it's
Yes.
about very smartly where you place that attention in the right places. Like I have clients with Client Magnet CRM who love social media and they do it all the time, and that's great. But their SEO was like zero when I found them. Like they
Oh,
were posting every day and they weren't necessarily, if you saw typed in like tax help in Los Angeles, they weren't showing up on the top. And I was like, the thing is with the Google algorithms, like they don't really count like how often you post on Instagram as like being as valuable because it's just an entertainment essentially, like to be scrolling and catch someone's stuff. So you have to kind of build out simultaneously that other content that lives forever in a way that a Pinterest pin or a page on a website literally lives there forever and anyone can find it if it's valuable. And now, especially Google, with like you're saying with AI, everyone can create content at scale. That is could be there can be a lot of junk, a lot of fluff because Google AI can pump out 2,000 words in 10 seconds.
right.
So they really prioritize helpful content and stuff that is valuable. And that's not to say AI can't create that, but it has to have value. And what I mean by that, and what I found is you really want to cite your sources if you have data. So if
Mhm.
you are, say, quoting a stat, like put the link of like where you found that data, where you found that stat, or if even more helpful, if you have firsthand experience with something, like, hey, I'm an expert in this because I've been doing it for 15 years, and look at all my reviews from my customers who love me, and here's how, many products I have, and here's their SKU and all this kind of stuff. All of that is proof to Google that you're a human being with real verifiable experience, and then they rate you way higher than a bunch of AI junk at scale. So, like for instance, I had a client that did pool construction and
Mhm.
here in Los Angeles, and they remodel pools and backyards completely, and they're fantastic at it, and they have really high-end clientele. And then they ended up churning to go with another agency that put them with like a bulk amount of AI blog posts, like four a week or something like that.
Oh, boy.
Um, and none of their AI junk like ranks highly. But the
Right.
one that I wrote very early on, where I went to their Yelp page and their Google business profile, and I looked at all of their process photos that they would take of like, here's us starting a job, here's us halfway through the job, here's the finished product. I made a blog post, very simple, maybe 2,000 words where
Yeah.
it's like job number one, job number two, now job number three, before and after. And here's what it looked like before, and here's the process that we use, and here's what it is after. That ranks very highly for them because it's
Right.
like people when they're hiring or they're thinking about hiring or getting a quote, they want to see the process. They go like,
Mhm.
is this right for me? That's how I really feel about reviews as well. And Google and the AI algorithms very highly prioritize reviews because you can't fake it.
Right.
Some places really vet who is leaving the reviews, and so again, that's another free thing you can do is just get reviews. It's a service that I offer. It's the lowest cost service I offer. I offer it at $99 a month to help you get more reviews. And I'm very effective at getting actual verifiable reviews from your customers because people are too lazy or scared or too annoy their customers to ask them and bug them reviews. But you can just do it
Yeah,
automatically with an email or a text message that can
of
feel
course.
personalized, that can feel like not buggy, and you can have it be in a way where it's not repeatedly asking the same person over and over again. You can have it like they left one, don't send that, to that person again. There's all
Yes.
kinds of ways to do it, and it's very, very effective. And the clients that I have that have worked with me to get more reviews, their SEO is really, really helped because of that. Because Google's like, oh
Amazing.
wow, people really like this service. I'm going to promote this more.
Mhm. And like you said, it's just you did that simple 2,000 word blog post. It's just telling a simple story.
Yes, exactly. Just get
This
to the
is
point. Like, you don't
that's
have to
it.
overthink stuff. Just get to the point.
No, no. And all
Yeah.
these flashy AI posters or what
Yeah,
have you
exactly.
is not going to get you anywhere. It looks pretty, and you might get some attention on some of the entertainment type social platforms, like you mentioned, like Instagram or TikTok or what have you. But if you want to be found, you have a business, you have a small business, and you're trying to get the word out in your specific local area, then SEO is the way to do it. And just simple stories, keep it simple. Now, you made this huge entrepreneurial leap. How are you using AI in your own business?
Yeah, I use it a lot. The thing I kind of needed it the most for was like web development. Like I have built websites with on my own before AI existed with Squarespace and Wix.
Yes.
But I never used WordPress before, and that's really like where the rubber meets the road. It's really got to learn. You can change every single little pixel on a WordPress site, where Squarespace, there's
Yes.
lots of guardrails for you to not mess it up.
Yeah.
But you can really make a really customizable, unique, doesn't feel like a template website. And so I decided to build my own to kind of learn it. So like, because I have clients with every single one of those builders and the ones that are Squarespace or Wix, like I already know what to do or how to change it. They have a very unified look. It's very easy to whip up a new web page in the same unified look. But if you want to create
Sure.
something custom, WordPress is really fantastic for that. So um, I learned it, and having AI really helped where I was like, oh, this banner is like not working. It looks terrible. Like, what's wrong with it? And they would like go into the HTML, like show me the CSS, like,
Yeah.
here's what try this, change to this tweak, add this CSS. So all this kind of technical work, especially in web development, has been very, very helpful leaning on AI because I'll be up late trying to fix my own website or something. And then once I got the hang of it, I'm pretty good at it now. I know how
Sure.
to do it
Yeah.
pretty good. So that is a major one. Like I think a lot of people, especially coming from the creative field with video editing and if they're graphic design, maybe graphic designers hate AI image generation. I don't particularly like AI image generation either. Like you can kind of tell when it's
Oh,
not made
yeah.
by a human being. It looks on par, but it's such a facsimile that it just feels fake. And so
Yeah.
I think it's very easy, right? You just type in a sentence and it spits out this nice looking thing. So I
The
don't
same
really
kind of
like,
fonts and everything.
yeah, I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
when I'm
Yeah.
making a blog post and I need images, I like stock imagery. Like stock imagery
Yeah.
is real human beings that were shot on a place. That's why, like, I
Yeah.
love it. Christopher Nolan movies is all like only use CGI when absolutely, absolutely necessary. But if I can get it
Yeah.
in the camera, that people can tell, or Tom Cruise, if I can do the stunt myself, people can tell the difference and like can
Oh, for
appreciate that's
sure.
real. So it's the same thing with like if I can get a stock image, that's way better than an AI image because everyone can tell it's fake. So anyway, so yeah, technical stuff is major, and then it knows a lot. Like you can Claude, especially. I like from different purposes. I think ChatGPT is pretty good at like marketing copy. You can kind of like, I'm thinking of like this for a slogan. It can kind of give you, or
Hmm.
like a snappy marketing. I think it's a little better. Claude's a little wordier, more verbose, but it can kind of do long-term strategy. Like, oh, if you're thinking like this, and also Claude asks you questions in a way that ChatGPT like never asks questions. Just kind of is
Yes.
sycophantic and just kind of says yes to everything. But Claude will be like, oh, well, so I'll be like, I'll have like anxiety about like, oh, I need to do this because I read this strategy on Reddit, SEO, whatever, our SEO. And then Claude will be like, hold your horses. Like, that's for that.
It's
And what
okay.
you're doing is different and it's fine. And like,
Yeah.
just think about this. And like, Claude kind of like will kind of set me on a better path and like calm me down. So actually, I'm like, it's good. I like it. It's smart. It's really smart.
Yeah, and
Elegance.
everyone I'm talking to, they kind of said the same thing, that ChatGPT is a little better at doing certain things, and Claude is a little bit different in doing different things, and Grok, and so it's a wild west out there right now with
Yeah.
AI, and in the end, I think they're all going to learn from each other, and it will be harder to differentiate in the coming time. But right now, don't limit yourself to one.
No, exactly. You can also like, hey, ChatGPT, you wrote this thing, read it, Claude, what do you think? And then like it's like I treat them like team members. They actually said that to me once. They're like, you treat us like
nice.
team members, like we're not just machines that slaves.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Well, Drew, we have to get going, but once again, your website is clientmagnetcrm.com. And why don't you just finish things off? Tell us what we're going to see on the website and how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, sure. The easiest way to get into contact is either through the website. You can sign up for a free consultation. Happy to chat about your small business, or send me an email. There's an email on the contact page, or find me on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn all the time. Like I was saying, my name's Drew Dorenfest, and all the socials are at Client Magnet CRM. Easy to get in touch. Happy to chat.
Perfect. Well, Drew, I really appreciate you taking some time to be with us here on the show today. And I urge all our viewers and listeners to go to clientmagnetcrm.com. Drew Dorenfest, thank you very much for joining us, and you have a wonderful day.
Hey, thanks, you too.
All right, the Link Through Social podcast will be right back after this short message. Link Through Social. Elevate your brand. At Link Through Social, we specialize in social media management, podcast production, digital media and AI solutions, web design, and hosting to enhance your online presence. Go to linkthroughsocial.com to find out more. Link Through Social can also be your social media partner for major events such as festivals, music events, pro wrestling, MMA, all combat sports, boxing, and so much more. Contact us today at linkthroughsocial.com and follow us on our social media platforms at linkthroughsocial. That's THRU. Well, that does it for the Link Through Social podcast this week. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode 13. And like I said at the top of the hour, please support the podcast by subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on your favorite podcast platform. Until next week, that's it. Another edition of the Link Through Social podcast.